Good morning. So it's the day after, and I saw something that really shocked me. I walked out of my house, got in my truck, I drove around town, and guess what? The city's not burning. People aren't rioting. People aren't looting. People aren't in chaos, and the world didn't come to an end. I'm going through a tunnel. You're gonna hear an echo. The world didn't come to an end after last night's election results that we see that Trump won. So I wanted to speak on a couple of things, and my thing is this: is that we need to unite, no matter who wins. And I said it from the beginning. If Kamala Harris won, it is what it is. We'll just go on and see what happens with this nation, and whether good things happen or bad things, I don't know. Only time would have been able to tell, and the same thing with Trump now. Only time is going to be able to tell whether he's going to do good things for this country or not. I want to believe that he is, but only time will tell. Many Americans, many U.S. citizens, and especially the Christian community, many of them believe that God spared Trump for a reason, for a purpose, to bring good to this country. Me, myself, do I believe that? I believe that God spared him, as he spares all of us, to give us opportunities to turn to him, to come to him, especially those who don't know him. But whether he spared him for good or bad, we don't know. We don't know, because the Word of God tells us that, God lifts up leaders and he puts them down. He lifts up kings and puts down kings. We see what he did with Saul. The people of Israel the Jews were, the Israelites were clamoring for a king. They wanted a king because everybody else had a king. And God was preparing David. But no, they wanted a king now. They didn't want to wait for God. They want him now. And what did God do? He gave them Saul. He gave them the king they wanted. And if you read through scriptures and history, you see that Saul was one of the worst kings that, Israel ever had. So anyway, so that's not my main topic of this video here. What I wanted to talk about was, only time will tell if God spared Trump for a reason or not. And I have a couple of verses that I wanted to share on a certain topic. The topic is, I want to address the issue of, there's a good amount of Americans, celebrities in Hollywood, in the media, even a lot of athletes, okay, sports athletes, and famous people in this country, people with influence. I don't want to name any one of them. You've heard about all of them saying that. What they've said is that, if Trump wins, I'm going to leave the United States of America. I'm moving. So my question is, when are you packing your bags? When are you leaving? One person was even crazy enough to say or claim that if Trump won, that he was going to set himself on fire. Which, when I hear these things, I'm like, what is wrong with people? And these are supposed to be people with influence, people with power, people with some sort of intellect, And when they make statements like this, I just sit there, I'm like, what in the world is wrong with people? So my thing is, are they going to leave? 100% of them. I'm not even going to say 99% of them. 100% of them will not leave. Why? Because they know, as bad as they think America can get, it'll still be 100% better than any other country in the world. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Why do you think so many people want to come here? Why do you think we had 30 million illegal immigrants come through our border in the last 3 or 4 years? Why? Because things are so good here. They're not leaving. They're not going to Canada. They're not going anywhere. They're going to stay here. But I want to address the topic of their big mouths. Like, in the Word of God, we read what Jesus tells us, that let your yes be yes and your no be no. Anything else is from the evil one, from the devil. Basically what he said was, whatever you say you're going to do, do. And if you're not going to do it, don't do it. That's basically what the Lord is saying. And so I want to read 3 quick verses in regards to this, where people are so quick to speak, to open their mouths without even thinking. They just like spew stuff out. And I pray that you're not like that. I pray that before you respond, if somebody asks you a question and you don't have the answer, don't give a foolish answer. I learned early on in my career, I had a boss who, I managed for 37 years. I had a boss who, when he would come to me and he would ask me questions, and he would say, well, what's going on with this? What's the progress of this project? And I used to say to him, well, I think, or I don't know. He used to stop me right away. He used to tell me, listen, I don't want to hear I don't know or I think. If you don't have an answer, don't try to come up with an answer. Just say, hey, I'm not sure right now, but let me look into it and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And that to him was more important than me just making up whatever. And that's what these people did. They made up whatever they wanted to say. They spew and let it out of their mouths. So we read in the Word of God, which is, you can find countless verses on what the Word of God says about our mouths and our speech. Just go to the book of James and you see so much. So in Psalm 141:3, it says, set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Proverbs 21:3 says, whoever guards his mouth, tongue keeps his soul from trouble. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue keeps his soul from trouble. In James 1:22 it says, but be doers of the word and not hearers only. Be doers of the word. So, we see the Word of God tells us a lot about watching what we say and how we say it. Because I always say, words have power. And I believe I did probably 1 or 2 videos on that, on the power of words. If I remember, I'll link one of them on here. But on the power of words, and people don't realize, people so quickly say hurtful things, things that hurt other people, without even thinking about it. And then later on they think about it, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh, maybe. And, they wind up saying, I'm sorry. And it's all well and good when you say you're sorry. But the thing is, once those words come out, it's kind of hard to take them back. So I tell all these Hollywood elites, on these shows on TV and these movie stars and all the musicians and all the athletes, every single one of them who professed openly in the media, if Trump wins, I'm leaving the United States of America. So I asked them, when are you leaving? When are you leaving? Because if you don't, then any credibility you had, if you had any, is shot, completely shot. It means any word that comes out of your mouth from now on is worthless. And to me, the most important thing as a man is my word. If I give my word, I'm going to keep my word. All of you guys, not just the man, everybody. If you give your word to whatever it is, no matter how big something is or no matter how small, you should keep your word. So I laugh when these people say these things. My wife and I would just look at each other and she looks at me, she goes, did he or she really just say that? I'm like, yes, they did. Not realizing how foolish they look. And the worst part about it is the people that buy into their words, into their garbage, their rhetoric. And again, I'm not just choosing one side. I'm just saying in general, okay? Because I've come across some conservatives too, some people who support Trump that say stuff that I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you saying that? I'll end the video with this. I'll give you a quick example. This morning, I'm looking through social media, and this guy who's huge on social media, I'm not going to give his name. I like the guy. I like a lot of the stuff that he says. He's a conservative, actually. Obviously. So he said this morning, I saw it and I was like, I can't believe he did that. He actually just put a comment. He said, hey guys, I've been busy. I haven't had time, but let me see, why don't you guys share and post all of your meltdowns for the liberals, from the election results, how the liberals have melted down. And a whole bunch of people started putting videos of people just like on TikTok crying and saying it's over, we're gonna die, and it's just crazy. I watched only a couple of them, but I kind of liked some comments that I saw on there. Some of the commentators, some people said, dude, like, we just won. Why do you want to trigger them more? Why do you want to gloat? Let's just celebrate that, we got the election the way we got the result we wanted, and just pray that the president will do the right thing for even them, even for those people who are crying, to prove to them that he is not going to do what for so long they've been told he's going to do. So anyway, I just asked you. So watch your words. Whatever you say, let your yes be yes, and your no be no. God bless you, my friends.